Hi, I'm Wisa Uemura, Executive Director for San Jose Taiko.
And I'm Franco Imperial, Artistic Director for San Jose Taiko.
We've been asked to share a North American perspective on taiko as a performing art. With somewhere between 500 to 700 distinct groups across the continent, it is not possible for us to represent them all. We will share our San Jose Taiko story, and certain parts of that will be reflective of many other groups in this region. San Jose Taiko is a 47-year-old taiko ensemble based in San Jose, California, in the United States of America. We reach around 60,000 people each year through performances and educational programs. San Jose Taiko's story began in 1973 with Reverend Hiroshi Abiko, Roy Hirabayashi, and Dean Miyakusu at the San Jose Buddhist Temple as a youth activity. Interest from the public outside of the temple led to it becoming a community group of diverse Asian Americans by fall of that same year. Being third-generation Americans for the most part, they were not brought up listening to Japanese music or art. The incarceration camps in the United States during World War II had made Japanese American elders resistant to sharing anything that would identify them as Japanese or other. Our founding members' intent was to be a contemporary performing arts company. They couldn't be and didn't want to be a group from Japan, but instead wanted to use taiko as a tool of expression and exploration of their Asian American identity. It's important to note that the 1970s were a time of social activism and the civil rights movement in the United States. Many of the values and principles that guide our work today stem from the times in which we started. Our performing company, currently composed of 20 performing members, is a highly trained ensemble and our primary tool for expression. We remind our group of this statement: San Jose Taiko performing members are more than performers. They contribute to the longevity of the group. The company members understand that by being a part of San Jose Taiko, they are part of something greater than themselves. We have a 2-year process to become a performing member. During this time, we develop skills and technique according to the 4 principles developed by San Jose Taiko founding members, and they are attitude, kata, musical technique, and ki. If someone has the required taiko skill and understands our values and principles, they can become a performing member of San Jose Taiko regardless of ethnic or racial background. From our perspective, the only way we can advance the art form is to know our history through an understanding of its cultural and musical roots. These conversations about the history of taiko, the evolution of kumi-daiko, and the Japanese-American experience is an integral part of our training. In addition to being performers, we are ambassadors of our multiple communities: taiko community, artist community, the Asian American community, and San Jose Japantown. Taiko is our means to create positive change in the world. To do so, we must act with intention, have a beginner's mind, which is always open to learning and becoming more, and to be aware of what's going on around us.
We believe through our art form we seek some sort of truth, either in ourselves or in the world around us. As explorers, the nature of our work starts with a question. And our response can be what you end up seeing on stage, but it's also the journey that it took to get there. What does it mean to reflect our connection to our city? This collaboration with the Bangers, a hip-hop DJ crew from San Jose, is an example of that. What does it mean to connect with artists, connect with the community of our downtown San Jose and our arts district? This was an exploration of that question. What does it say about the Japanese American spirit when part of the response to being incarcerated was turning to art, music, and dance? Symposia is an immersive theater experience, putting the audience members in a fictional dance hall at an incarceration camp during World War II, surrounded by actors and music and taiko. How can our Japantown community be a hub for accessible arts exploration? Japantown Immersive was an attempt to answer that question. bringing out the artists, the businesses, the organizations of our community to interact, to create an atmosphere of welcoming of arts participation. What is the voice of this generation of San Jose Taiko? Composition Bonanza's initiative to really push composers from this generation of our performing company. What is it that speaks to us as artists in this day and age? How can we create new work that speaks to that voice, speaks to that question? The asking of the question embodies our beginner's mind approach to Taiko. It invites possibility. It honors the complex nature of our existence on this planet. We consider kumi-daiko, wa-daiko to still be a young art form, fraught with new potential for expression.
One of the things we're learning, for better or worse, through a pandemic and social unrest happening in our country is that we as world citizens are more connected than we originally thought. As a contemporary performing arts company and as the world is changing around us, the question for us becomes, how are we responding and reflecting our times? As a 47-year-old kumi-daiko group, we are both a bearer of history and a contemporary music ensemble, a bridge between the past and the future of this young art form. North American groups sought to see ourselves more as a community versus competitors, as evidenced by our long-running North American Taiko Conference and the formation of the Taiko Community Alliance. By working collectively with each other, learning from each other, and sharing resources, we hope to elevate the art as a whole. Even though we play Taiko for different reasons, we agree that Taiko is uniquely suited to share culture, express ourselves, tell stories, and connect to each other.
Thank you, World Taiko Conference, for allowing San Jose Taiko to share our story with you.
We look forward to seeing you online at this year's World Taiko Conference. See you then. We're looking forward to seeing you online at the inaugural World Taiko Conference this November. I already stopped.